very luminous card. And here we have the battler, the magician, who have in the hand a little sun, a little yellow center, no? I say, you have the sun in your hands. Maybe you can't do it, what do you want? But who you are? Le mat, the fool. Incredible, no?
The Fool card represents endless, infinite possibilities. It's like a child set free to discover who he is. The card symbolizes often a call to follow your intuition, and when reversed, a warning of reckless abandonment. He is an adventurer, and is seen carrying a white lily flower, a symbol of purity. With a rucksack over his shoulder, he sets out into the wilderness with his only companion, a dog. In older fables and stories, such as those written by Hans Christian Andersen, the protagonist is usually accompanied by an animal, which acts as an externalization of the protagonist's intuition. The protagonist then, throughout the story, often finds themselves at odds with this companion, sometimes seeking its guidance, and at other times ignoring it in favor of their own temptation. In modern cinema, this archetype could also be said to be represented by the character Neo in The Matrix, who, like the character on the Fool card, has a mysterious connection to a white animal, but this time it's a white rabbit. In Alice in Wonderland, the white rabbit stands in for what Joseph Campbell calls the herald, a character, event, or a sign that appears signaling the end of the ordinary life of the protagonist and the beginning of the adventure. Looking at the Fool card again and seeing how he is standing so perilously close to the edge of the cliff, we begin to ask ourselves, is this a warning of irresponsibility or a call to a leap of faith? The answer, of course, is open to interpretation, and this is what makes the tarot cards work the way they do. Interestingly enough, though, Neo will also be called to make his own leap of faith whenever he begins to awaken to his power. In the beginning of the video, we see Alejandro Jodorowsky, the filmmaker and tarot scholar, mention his meeting with Kanye and how he did a tarot reading for him and he ended up pulling the Fool card, which makes sense because Kanye himself is full of so much brilliant creative potential.
People love art, but they want to put art in the box. We need to surround ourselves with the artists because the artists are the most connected, the most truthful, and their dinosaur never got killed. Somehow, the people who have figured out how to make a living off of art is...
What do you mean by the dinosaur never got killed?
Meaning, art class would be considered to be fun. Like, every kid loves to draw.
Yeah.
Right? But some people got to grow up. And like the artists, in some way don't have to.
Yes.
Like we're all children. We're all, if you're alive, you're a child. We're all children in God's eyes, and we're all young people. Like Jesus is an old person. Like he's old. Like
the two artists, Kanye and Alejandro Jodorowsky, came together after Kanye expressed his love for Jodorowsky's film, Holy Mountain. In Alejandro Jodorowsky's film, The Holy Mountain, we get a dramatized version of what the alchemical process looks like. And in the development of the film itself, Alejandro employed magical rituals and abstaining practices like long sessions of meditation and fasting in order to produce altered states in himself, but also in his crew members, such as the actors that we see in the film. The result then is a magical initiation ritual for both the creators of the film as well as the audience. And because of this, the film feels much less like passive entertainment and more like an active form of creation. In the beginning of the film, we see the beginnings of this ritual as two women are stripped of all affectations of society by Alejandro. First, their eyebrows are removed, then their jewelry, their clothes, and even their hair. In the background, we can hear what sounds like Buddhist monks chanting, and these two together create a trance-like state. Trances are a part of any shamanic ritual. Shamans throughout history have used music as a way to lull the mind into a trance before inserting images into the subconscious mind, meant to help a person heal a certain aspect of themselves. However, if we look at our society today, we can see that these same tactics of lulling the mind into a trance and then inserting images into the mind have been used against us. Phones, news, advertisement, social media, they've all been directly designed to pull the mind into a trance, capture your attention, and then insert specific desires into your consciousness in order to manipulate you. Yet the difference is that the shaman's job is not to manipulate you, but to liberate your consciousness from the stagnancy and mediocre consensus reality that society puts on us. The way this is done is not always polite. It's challenging and often shocking. And this is the reason why it is that artists like Kanye or Alejandro or other artists can come across as so shocking, because their goal is not to just capture your attention, but it's to create an altered state of perception that will allow you to break the spell of the social conditionings it is that you are stuck in. As the film credits roll, the chanting continues, lulling us deeper into the film's trance. We begin to get pulled in as we see these small sculptures built to represent the alchemical process of death and rebirth. The film transitions into the first shot of a man laying in his own filth, and the chanting of the monks is now replaced by the buzzing of the flies. The flies cover the man's face, and he lays in his own excrement. To the side of him are two tarot cards of Lamat, which is known as the Fool in the Marcel tarot deck. We then see another figure move into frame, a man with no limbs, a deformed dwarf. On his back is another tarot card. This tarot card is not in the Marcel deck, and it's not in the Rider-Waite deck. However, resources online say this could either be the Five of Swords or it could be the Five of Pentacles. Yet the Five of Pentacles seems the most relevant, as it represents the desolation of the individual, poverty of spirit and physical health. So we begin to understand that much like the Fool has his companion in the form of a dog, this figure, who we will come to know as the thief, has his companion in this deformed dwarf. The deformed dwarf, as we will see in a moment, represents the subconscious aspects of the thief, his ego, the deformed ego it is that he is carrying with him throughout his life. So in the film, the dwarf, along with a band of children, grab the man and bring him and put him on a cross and begin pelting him with stones until he awakens in anger. The children run, and we see the dwarf offering him a cigarette to appease his anger. Here we can see that the jewelry it is that the dwarf wears clearly references back to the moon card and the major tarot card, again telling us that he represents the subconscious mind. The two set off into the world, and we begin to see this carnival of violence and voyeurism and commercialism that the world has been turned into. Similarly, we ourselves are thrown into this world of darkness with only the disfigured ego from our social conditionings and our intuition to guide us. And these two forces inside of us, the disfigured grotesque ego and the pure enlightened intuition, pull on us in different ways. And depending on which way it is that we decide to listen to, determines the experience it is that we will have in life. And as we will go further into this with each individual tarot card reading, we'll be connecting the holy mountain symbolism with the different tarot cards and the overall structure of the tarot. So that's the end for this video, guys. Like I had said before, I'm trying to get these videos out as quickly as I can. It doesn't look like I'll be doing them on a weekly basis for now. But if you would like to support what it is that I do here, you can check out my Patreon. You can also check out my art links below. And feel free to give this a like and let me know what you think. Thank you and take care.